Hi guys, it's Carissa and it is cycle day 1 and I have a little bit to update for you. So I'll let you know that I've had 2 acupuncture appointments so far this cycle, and it sounds like I'll have at least 2 more before the end of it. The first one, I was laying on my stomach, and the needles were concentrated in my back, and I think there were a couple in my ankles as well. And they were hooked up to a little machine that kind of pulsed the needles. And that was supposed to help supply blood flow to the uterus. The next appointment that I had, I was laying on my back, and the needles all went in my wrists, toes, like between my toes, ankles, on the side of my leg next to my knee. I think there was one in my forehead, and I'm just getting over like a head cold. It's most likely another sinus infection. I get them constantly, so I had needles put in my sinuses as well, which helped quite a bit. The acupuncture in my sinuses helped so much that I may go back. The acupuncturist said that that's why she got into it, was because she would get chronic sinus infections, and she hasn't had them in 10 years since she started doing treatments for it and using a neti pot. So other than that, I was just waiting for my period to start. I had an appointment on Friday because they kind of assumed cycle day 1 should be like that Wednesday. So they scheduled me for an appointment on Friday, but on Thursday afternoon, I hadn't started spotting at all. And I thought, I usually have a minimum of a full 24 hours of spotting before I start my period. So it's definitely not going to be tomorrow, or maybe even the day after. So I called and they rescheduled me till today and said, if it doesn't start by Monday, then you can come in anyway. And if your lining is thin, we'll just start. But if your lining's thick, we'll be still waiting. Yesterday I started spotting, and this morning I definitely had full flow. My period was quite heavy today, but that's fine. She took a look at my ovaries. My right one, as usual, was almost impossible to find, and she didn't even get a very good picture of it. But my left one already had a follicle that was around a 10 or 11. So she said that it looks like I'll be going back on Saturday. They'll be calling me today to let me know for sure, but I could be going in Friday instead, just based on my blood work. I'm going to be on the 10 units of Lupron until today and tomorrow. I'm going to take 10 units of Lupron. And then Wednesday, I'm going to drop down to 5, and that's when I start my gonal pen. And then I go back on Saturday. Yes. So that's all I know right now. And I have not yet filmed a Lupron injection. To be honest, it's all vanity related, and I know that's so stupid because I just want to kind of share my experience with you, let you know how this is, and let you see what I'm going through. But most of the time I'm tired. I've taken my makeup off at night, or I've had like a horrible scab. I don't even know what it is. I've had like a sore from blowing my nose so much. And it was really, really big. A few days ago, my nose was like deformed because of it. It was all, my nostrils all stretched out. And even if I didn't show that, my stomach, I'd rather show my face and my nose scab than my stomach, because my stomach is just, it ain't pretty. I'm hoping that within the next couple of days, I'll just get over that and I will film myself taking the injection. It has been a piece of cake. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't, weigh on my mind or make me nervous or scare me or anything like that. If anything, it was more of a nuisance for a couple of nights because it feels so nonchalant that a couple of nights I went to bed and then realized, oh, I got to get up. I didn't do my injection, and I have to get up and get out of bed and go take it. But other than that, it's really nothing. I do notice a little bit of itching and burning at the injection site, sometimes much, much more than others, and sometimes it takes a lot longer to go away than others. But by that I mean 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max. It really doesn't linger that long. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling kind of numb, just because everything's so up in the air. I think with an IUI, it's very specific, and they can kind of pinpoint within a day or two, several days in advance, when things will be happening. And I think with this, it feels very different. It feels like everything's like well, we'll see based on this, based on this, based on this. So it's hard to get myself too stressed out or hyped up over certain things because there's still kind of a question mark and there's nothing really to know. So I think that's very comforting to me. I think that I feel like I can't worry about not having control because no one has control because it's just an unknown right now. So that's good. And I think that that's definitely one of the major benefits over the procedure that I'm about to do versus the IUIs that I've done several of. I've gotten a lot of sweet messages in the last few days, and I thank you guys so much for that. And thank you for, even just if I post a little something on Instagram, I get just so much love, and I thank you so much for it. This means a lot to me because I feel like in my personal life, I don't want to talk about it much, and that's nothing new. I just feel, for some reason, like unless you are there or have been there or you're on the verge of being there, I will have to say too much, I guess. I'll have to explain too much, and it just pulls out all this emotion, and it pulls out all of this feeling of doubt and stress and concern, and that's stuff that I don't want to get into. So have I talked too long? Oh, one more thing I guess I'd like to bring up, because on that note, I think one of the things that keeps me from feeling as on edge as I get, because I think a lot of that stuff comes at nighttime before I go to bed. My mind can really start to go, and I think, if I allow myself to follow the path of thoughts, I can get really stressed, and I can, keep myself from sleeping. And I haven't experienced a lot of that this cycle so far. So I think that is in part due to a program that my friend Julie told me about, and I'm so grateful for it, and I really want everyone to know about it because I had never heard of it before, and it's definitely something I would have tried in the past. It is called Circle and Bloom. It's a series of guided meditation MP3s. You just purchase the program and download it to iTunes, and then you can upload it to an iPad or an iPod, your phone, and you just put earbuds in. I like to do it before I go to sleep at night because it does make me sleepy. But anytime I kind of feel stress mounting, or if I've had a day where I feel mentally taxed, I like to listen to it. Sometimes I don't finish it. I know that sounds strange, but sometimes just doing a couple of minutes, just laying there and listening to the voice and kind of thinking my way through the process makes me feel so much more at ease. But I think that it can make a huge difference, if you go through something that can be this stressful or this frustrating or emotional, and if you do everything you can to try and relax versus allow yourself to just live in a constant state of stress. And I have seen firsthand what stress can do to the body. I've lost hair, I've, had terrible skin, weight gain, weight loss, all sorts of things, and I feel like I could be a poster child for the bad effects of stress. Especially in my early 20s. So I love this because all you have to do is lay there and listen to it, and it's very soothing. And even if you don't follow it super deeply, if it tells you to picture a light, kind of floating around your feet or something like that, you can really, really focus on it, and you can picture what it looks like and what it would feel like, and if it has a sound, or you can just kind of listen to it and very inactively, participate. And I think both ways you get a lot out of it. And so there are programs for PCOS, and there's also a program for IVF and IUI. There are a few other programs, I think for, I'm not sure. You'll want to take a look at it. I only really looked at the ones that pertained to me personally, but I think it's a beautiful system. And it can feel a little hokey sometimes. It can feel a little bit kind of silly to be doing it, but for the most part, I really love it. I used to listen to, nature sounds, and I had a rain machine a long time ago, so this isn't too far from things that I've used in the past to help myself relax, and I think it's working, so I just wanted to let you guys know about it. The information will be below, and I think they're on YouTube if you want to look them up there as well. But that's it. I will probably not have anything more to update until Saturday, and unless things change drastically between now and then. But if you have any questions for me, or if there's anything that you'd like to know about, please let me know. I do want to put together a financial video, but I haven't paid for a lot of this yet. They haven't taken payment on a lot of what I need to do, so I've been making a list so that I have an idea. And my darling friend Beth has posted a financial video, and her financial information is wildly different from mine. And I think it's interesting to know that, to see the juxtaposition of what certain cities and areas and practices charge for certain things, and to see what you could be getting into if you are looking into IVF for yourself. So I will do that eventually. There's a really good chance I might not do it until it's over with, because I don't know quite yet how much everything's going to be, bottom line. But I'll have that pulled together. And otherwise, I'll talk to you guys very soon, maybe within a week or so, if not sooner. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye.